So how do you catch up your tax returns if you're behind on your taxes and your books are a total complete mess? So honestly, most business owners I deal with that have back tax issues, like they haven't filed in a long time, they have back balances with the IRS, typically their books are a complete mess, if they even have them to begin with. And what this means is they've been operating a business for several years, but they really don't have any financial tracking dialed in to know where they actually stand. And this is a huge, stopping point for a lot of people that have back tax problems. So here's what I would recommend, and you're going to fall into one of two categories when you're considering your back tax situation. Category number one is the most common one, and that is usually the sole proprietor service provider, like, a service-based business or a brick and mortar that's grossing less than $500,000 a year. What it's easy enough to do in a situation like this is honestly just go get your bank statements and your credit card statements from your banks. You can usually go back 7 years to get that information. Go get that and honestly, just print it out and write in the margins of those transactions what the transaction category is. And then those can all be added up. I know that's a lot of work. I know it's a pain in the rear, but it's very, very doable. You can honestly, if you just book 3 or 4 hours to go through all of those, it's not that bad. In 3 to 4 hours, you should be able to get at least a year done. Because if you're a service provider, if you're selling your time, or you're like a real estate agent or a consultant or a coach or something like that, it's not so bad. And it's a very, sorry guys, it's a very straightforward business model. If you run like a regular brick and mortar business, or maybe you're like a contractor, construction, restaurant, something like that, if you do less than $500,000 a year, it's still easy enough to do that, but it gets trickier if you have a brick and mortar business. But, I would still say, if you have a back tax situation, your goal is to just get this stuff done, and that's going to be the easiest way to do it. Now, if you have a more complex situation, so if you're, like we have clients that are brick and mortar business that are grossing, 7 figures, or let me just adjust over here a little bit. If you're grossing 7 figures or multi-7 figures a year, you're going to just need to get a bookkeeper to go in there and build out your financial statements for you. It's going to be the easiest way, and there's going to be a lot more stuff going on in your business as well. Especially if you need like a balance sheet or a formalized profit and loss, that's going to be the best thing to do. And honestly, you can get a bookkeeper and they'll just get all this stuff imported into QuickBooks and take care of it for you. The biggest point I would make is do not let your disorganization of your records be the thing that stops you from fixing your problems with the IRS. Let me put it like this. It's a lot of work to fix this part of it, of organizing your records, but it's a lot more doable than you think it is right now, because all the information's there for the most part, right? Very rarely do I encounter a business owner that has no records. They're like, dude, I have no bank statements. I have nothing. All I've got is a shoebox of receipts. I've never seen that in my career. 99% of the time, it's going to be in your bank statements. It just takes the work of doing it. And if you're one of those rare circumstances where you don't even have bank statements and no records at all, that's something that can be worked with too. So look, if you're a business owner and you have a back tax situation and you are serious about wanting to get it fixed, if you're tired of the IRS hanging over your head, then honestly, above or below, click, and you're going to have an opportunity to set up a time to speak with me personally, the owner of the company, licensed tax professional. And, I'll see what I can do to point you in the right direction. That's all we do, is help business owners with back taxes. Whatever your messy book situation is, whatever your back tax situation is right now, I've helped a lot of people just like you. So anyway, looking forward to talking to you soon.